There is a distinction between being a manifestation master and someone who inconsistently manifests. So oftentimes people will come into my energy and they will tell me that I've once manifested something before, but I've never been able to do it again. Or I was manifesting and now I'm no longer manifesting. Or it's this kind of like up and down. Or they had a peak, they were very successful, and then they stopped being successful. And so there is a difference between manifestation mastery and inconsistent manifestations. And there is an understanding behind this for me. I can usually tell why this has happened and help people to figure out what caused it and how we can get you back up to the consistent manifestations. I want to say though that a manifestation, in a nutshell, is the observation of something that started in the mind. So what that means is that you have to choose what it is that you want, and to have manifested it means to observe it, to see it. It's come into fruition. And no matter what your manifestations are, whether they are big or small, does not matter. So at the beginning of my journey, I started manifesting tiny little things. And in those moments, I believed that they were huge manifestations. And that led me to becoming a manifestation mentor in my beliefs about manifestation. Let me give you an example. Manifesting a coffee. When I manifested a coffee for the first time, I thought, okay, well, I'm going to see if I can manifest somebody just bringing me a coffee today. I don't know where. I'm just going to manifest it. And when it happened, the girl that cleaned my house, she called me and said, hey, I'm coming to clean, and do you want a coffee? She'd never asked me that before. She'd been cleaning for me for a year. And I was like, wow, she felt my energy. So for me, it was like, I'm so powerful. All I have to do is think it and it shows up. So having that belief led to, okay, now I'm going to manifest massages. So one thing I'm really good at, and I have no problem manifesting, is if I would like a massage tomorrow and I call the spa and they say they're fully booked, I will say, okay, well, can you let me know when you get your cancellation at 11 a.m. because I'd like my massage at 11 a.m. And then somebody will call and they'll cancel for 11 a.m. Like, I believe I'm that powerful, and I believe that I can use my mind to have someone cancel. Even my lash girl, I'd have like an important trip come up that I had to go on and I needed my lashes done a day early. I would say to her, okay, so I'm going to need an appointment on Wednesday for my lash fill. Do you want me to work my magic, or do you want to can't fit me in? She'd be like, no, don't use your magic. I will change the time. I'll move something around to fit you in, because she knows if I'm going to use my mind, I'm going to use it for someone to cancel at a time I want to go so that I can fit in. It's just, that's what I believe about myself. And it's become this, it started off as a joke, but like, I mean it now. Like I'm going to manifest. It's okay. I know. I've held a belief in my mind that I'm a manifestation master, that I am so good at it. I'm the best manifester in the world. I don't know anybody that can manifest better than me. And so that belief has been created in my subconscious mind, has created my reality. But there is something to be said about being in the material all the time versus being in and out of it. Okay, so I am not someone that sits here with you today and talks about manifestation on a podcast and talks about regulating your thinking and your emotions and taking action. And then I go to lunch and I'm complaining about my life and being displeased and ungrateful and never taking action towards my goals. I am the embodiment of what I teach, and I live in this work. I am this work. And it's not because it's my career. It's not because of what I do for a living. It's because I choose to live in these beliefs and these assumptions every single day. So I have people in my energy that have learned from me. They have been in my world for 3 years, 4 years, that continue to stay close to me, because I help them to stay in this work. I help them to stay thinking a certain way, feeling a certain way, taking certain action. And they know that by having me by their side, that they're going to stay close and stay in it. So it's similar to me. I've had a personal trainer for 1.5 years now. I'm going to have a personal trainer for the rest of my life now, because it keeps me training, it keeps me expanding, it keeps me growing, it keeps me accountable. So if you are finding that you are making inconsistent manifestations in your life, so you've manifested once before, or you'll manifest certain things, but not other things. So you can manifest loving relationships. You can manifest a parking spot. You can manifest a coffee, but you're not manifesting money. There's different reasons and rationales for why that might be the case. But I want to get you to mastery. So mastery is a level of awareness that you can manifest any human experience that you want on all spectrums. You know, I have my 6 pillars of manifestation in House of Manifestation. The self. So I want you to manifest the best version of yourself you've ever had. For manifestation and becoming a manifestation master, I want you to manifest in all areas of your life, not just one. So my House of Manifestation community, for example, I have 6 pillars of manifestation. I want manifestation to be a lifestyle for you. So that is what I have built, is a community and a lifestyle where manifestation is the way in which you live your life. So the 6 pillars, for example, the self. I want you to manifest the best of yourself. I want you to manifest an elevated identity. I want you to manifest self-love. I want you to manifest empowerment. And I want you to manifest loving yourself so much that you don't need external validation anymore. So that's the first pillar of manifestation. You know, then I have business and money. Yeah, I want you to manifest change in your business. I want you to manifest business growth. I want you to manifest that promotion, that pay raise. You know, I want you to have higher commissions. I want you to have more income. I want your investments to grow. So that is also a huge, significant part of manifestation. Yeah, the self, but also money and business. And then what about relationships? So what's your life going to be like if you have all the money in the world, but you're fighting with every single person in your life? You can't keep relationships. You can't find a man. You can't find a woman. You're not going to be at that wholeness. So this is where I want you to manifest the experiences and the relationships and the family dynamics in your life that reach wholeness. My house used to be crazy. We couldn't get the kids to bed. It was loud. It was messy. And I thought, I don't like this. What do I want? I want a calm, relaxed bedtime routine. So I manifested it. Manifested the kids going to bed easily with ease and me doing my bedtime routine after theirs in calmness. So relationships are a huge part. The other one is fashion and beauty. Listen, when you start making more money, your business is growing, you start to love yourself, you've got great relationships, you start dating somebody new. You want to look your best. You want to dress for that elevated experience of yourself. And you want to allow yourself to feel beautiful, to feel handsome, to feel sexy, to, you know, express yourself with style. Maybe it's skincare, maybe it's certain kind of makeup, and take care of the vessel that you are in. And lastly, spirituality. Come on. Calmness of mind is one of the greatest jewels because this is a life of peace. This is a life of calm. And this is a life of being in the moment. If you're always living for tomorrow, you never get to experience today. And today is a beautiful place to live. And so by manifesting a greater spiritual connection, you will accomplish that wholeness, all 6 of the pillars of manifestation. And I realized I missed out on health. I just told you 5. So the 6th pillar is health, which has become the newest, most powerful place for me to be today. Health is not wealth. I do believe they're separate. I want to be healthy and wealthy. I don't want to say that it's just health. I want both. So for me, I am the healthiest version of myself that I can be so that I can enjoy my wealth even more. And so you loving your physical body, increasing your endurance, allowing yourself to be more flexible, to move with greater ease, to be stronger is also really important. It's about fueling your body and managing your hormones and all that. So that's wholeness. That's House of Manifestation. It's a community. It's a place for you to be to help you to consistently manifest an elevated human experience, not just one-time manifestations, not just a short period of time where things look like they were going well, but forever till the end of time. And it is a vehicle for people to come into and to stay in long term. We have people in House of Manifestation right now, hundreds of people in House of Manifestation right now with guest speakers and lecturers, and I teach in there, and courses and programs, live events, and we're going to be going to in-person networking events soon with House of Manifestation. And how beautiful to have a community of people that are unified in the one goal of consistent manifestations for an elevated experience in each other's lives. Every single person in House of Manifestation wants that other person to win. And that's the type of environment you want to be a part of. So I'm sure we'll have some information available in the notes to this episode so you can look at it if it's something that you're interested in. But why do some people experience inconsistent manifestations? So why is it that you can manifest one area of your life but not the other? So why are you really, really incredibly healthy and disciplined, but you have no money? Why is it that you're manifesting money, but your relationships, you aren't manifesting better relationships? So what is that? And it's all about energy. It's all about being open to receive. So the thing that you resist the most will persist. So the more that you are aware of your lack of that very thing, the more you will keep it away from you. So the need for something in your life will keep that very thing away from you. So instead, I want you to be in that place of knowing that it is here and it is available, and you are strictly in the in-between. So if you cannot manifest money, focus your attention upon your beliefs related to money. Why am I resisting it? What in me is keeping me at the same financial set point? What are the beliefs? What is it about my identity? What actions am I taking? What do I say when it comes to money, et cetera, et cetera? And then it's the same thing with relationships. If you find that you're attracting the same type of person into your life and the same experience keeps happening, it's a pattern in a program. And so then we got to ask ourselves, what in me keeps asking for the same experience? Because you keep calling it in. And so go into your beliefs and your understanding and things like that. But what about the people who have manifested a great jump in their life and then they go back down? So let's think about this. Someone who wins the lottery, and then 10 years later, the money is all gone and you're back living in the same house that you lived in before you won the lottery. What about somebody that launches their business and then within the first 2 years of business, it flourishes, it thrives, you're highly successful. 2 years later, you go out of business. What's happening there? Why are people manifesting and then they're losing their manifestation? Losing. And I'm using air quotes because it's a story that you're telling that you've lost it. And the more you tell the story that you've lost it, the more you're in the lose mentality, the fail mentality, the more you believe that you can no longer accomplish it. So it's all about the story you tell. But what has happened is that there has not been a permanent change in identity. There has been an elevated temporary change in vibration. And this is different. So I don't up level and move up and become happier. I become happier, but then I operate on a new frequency of vibration. So there is a difference between mood and frequency of vibration. So I can elevate my mood and still make the same amount of money. There is not a correlation between happiness and money. Not all happy people are wealthy. Not all wealthy people are happy. So there isn't a correlation. So to say that being a positive person will manifest you a great life isn't always true. It has more to do with the underlying identity work behind who you think you are than it does about your mood. Will being a positive person bring more positivity to your life? Yeah. And you will likely live a happier, peaceful, calmer life. You probably won't be so tense. You probably won't be so reactive. You're probably not going to be the person screaming at the person that cut you off in traffic, and getting all frustrated. But it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be a multimillionaire simply because you have a positive, winning attitude. It has more to do with your identity, the way in which you see yourself, the patterns, the programs, the beliefs that you hold. So think about it this way. I was raised into believing that I was somebody that worked for somebody else, that I got a university degree, I got a job, I got paid a salary or an hourly wage and a pension and a benefits. And then the longer I stayed at that job, the more good I would be in the world. So I would celebrate 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 30 years at the same job. And I would make more money the longer that I stayed. That started to shift for me because I observed a woman who was working from home, selling products online on her Facebook, who was making more money than me, but working way less. And I went, what's going on here? What's the difference between her and I? The difference is that she chose to accept a belief that she would be an entrepreneur making money online through branding herself and could be an incredible, she called herself a mompreneur. I'll never forget. She called herself a mompreneur. And I thought, I love that. But I didn't believe I was. I thought I was a mom that had a job, that had a career, that, was going to go get another degree to hopefully be better. And so my ability to accept a belief that I could also be a mompreneur was where more money started to come to me. So if you stay in that same identity, you're not going to shift and change to that elevated experience, no matter how happy or how much of a good mood you're in. You're keeping yourself in the identity and then staying at a job that makes you a certain amount of money, that has a pension, that has benefits. So the important thing is to move up into the identity of a person that holds more wealth, more responsibility, more impact in this world, that has a bigger voice, that changes more lives, that influences more people. Even in my nursing career, I used to help 5 people every shift. I would have 5 clients on my unit. I would be assigned 5 patients, and there were the 5 people that I would serve. Then I decided to get into leadership, and I started creating policies that impacted 30,000 residents in a town. So my impact changed. And now here I sit here talking to you guys today, and we have hundreds of thousands of people coming onto our live events and listening to the podcast and watching the YouTube and following me on Instagram. So I had to choose to embody an identity of someone that makes a greater impact in the world to be able to serve more people. So the person who's won the lottery and loses all the money, did they change their identity? Did they become an entrepreneur, an investor, a wealthy person in consciousness, or just inexperience of money in the bank account? Did they treat that money how they would have treated money when they had none? Probably. And so that's the difference, is a consistent change in identity versus intermittent raises in vibration. So oftentimes I'll see people come onto my live events and they'll watch me for 3 days. And over those 3 days, I do 2 things to them, which is very powerful and it's very, very good. It's helpful. I will help them to believe in themselves, and then I will raise their vibration. I will take them from being happy to like extremely happy. I'll take them from being maybe grateful to like incredibly grateful. I'll take people from sadness to inspiration in a matter of 3 days. But it's not the 3 days that are going to change you permanently. It's you making the decision to reprogram your subconscious mind and then to remain the elevated version. Neville Goddard says you must die to your present self. And that sounds like, whoa, that sounds like a lot. That sounds like die, like that sounds like a hard word. But what he actually means is like, you have to say goodbye to the old versions of you that were in lack and limitation. You have to say goodbye to the old versions of you that didn't believe in yourself. You have to say goodbye to the old versions that were unhealthy, that didn't treat your body well. You have to say goodbye to the version of you that didn't love yourself. And you have to make a new decision to exist in that new reality, that new identity, and decide to become the best of yourself. So manifestation mastery is all about you. You manifest who you think you are. You manifest the vibration that you want to hold, the frequency that you want to operate on. And right now I'm ascending, I'm growing. I'm asking for a greater impact. I'm asking for more. And is it uncomfortable? Yeah, but I'm willing to self-define through every action that I take, every decision that I make, every new person that I meet. I'm willing to expand. And so because I'm always focused on expansion, there's no contraction. So if you've experienced success and then that success looks like it's going away, don't react to it. Refocus back on success. Go back to identity. Stop focusing on the 3D physical world and ask yourself, who can I be today to operate on that frequency of vibration again? And you need to be inspired, and you need to desire it, you need to want it. And then you've got to go for it boldly and daringly. One of the things that I've really noticed with inconsistent manifestations versus the mastery of manifestation is the assumption and the identity that you hold. It's the vibration that you hold. So those that have inconsistent manifestations often will return to an old way of being. So for a year, 2 years, they might be inspired, they might be elevated, they might be successful, the money might be coming in, the outside world is telling you, yes, everything is good, everything is amazing, you're being validated externally. You still haven't had the identity change because the outside world is keeping you inflated. It's keeping you up. But then as soon as the business starts to go down, you lose it. You return to the old identity. You move back into fear. You move back into worry, doubt. You lose your faith in your belief, and your confidence gets affected. And so what's happened there is that you haven't had a permanent change in identity. You have been elevated by your outside circumstance. So I have seen this many, many times. I will continue in this work no matter what. I believe in this work no matter what. I will keep showing up. I will keep teaching. I will love myself. I will be empowered. I will be confident no matter what anybody outside of me thinks. But if you are being inflated and elevated and validated by your bank account, by your clients, by the followers on your Instagram, that's how you're going to have inconsistent manifestations. And there is always going to be circumstances in your life. You are always going to grieve the loss of people. You are always going to grieve the loss of friendships. There will be conflict. You will lose money. You will make bad investments. Not every single business is necessarily going to work. You're going to fight with that person, and maybe you're going to have a health scare, or you're going to have a moment in your life where you're not at your peak health optimal state. But it's your ability to ride those waves with an elevated identity that is going to make you a master of manifestation. I am her no matter what. And you got to really mean the no matter what. You know, oftentimes I hear this story of I made millions and I lost it, and now I can't make them again. What's happening there? You have a story. You have a story that you made millions and then you lost it. And so what does it mean to have lost it? It means I failed. It means I screwed up. It means I don't know what I'm doing. It means I'm not good enough. It means that I'm not worthy. It means that I have shame and I have guilt around it. And so that becomes part of your identity. And now you've just created a story and a new identity that's keeping you here and not back up at the millions that you manifested before. So what can you do is realize that you made millions. And then you circulated it, and you can manifest millions. You're powerful. You know what you're doing. You're a manifester. Why are you creating an identity that you aren't, or that you lost it? So you've got to go back and remind yourself, I'm powerful, I'm strong. I can create anything in my mind. I've done it once before and I'll do it again. Somebody asked me a question one day. They said, Kathleen, if I were to drop you in the middle of a deserted island right now, or the middle of a forest with nothing, do you think you could do this again? Absolutely. And I could probably do it in a different business in a different way. Now that I know what I know, and now that I know about identity work and manifesting from imagination and vibration and matching energetically to something, I could absolutely do it again. And so that's why I believe that strategy isn't as important as consciousness, because when you have the right consciousness, every strategy works. In the right consciousness, any business works. This is why some of the most successful people in the world have lots of businesses in lots of different areas. It's not that they're a master at one thing. It's that they have the consciousness of mastery, which means they can do anything. And I was on the phone the other day with a very, very successful man. And what he said to me was that people that have billions of dollars have their stuff together. And he didn't mean in terms of like their life, they're organized. He meant inside, within. They're good people. They work on themselves. They are self-aware. They have a higher level of consciousness and understanding. They have their stuff together. So this is why mastery and manifestation is about you getting your stuff together and getting your identity together and thinking the right things and feeling the right things and taking actions in a certain way and not doing certain things. It is about who you think you are. And inconsistent manifestations have everything to do with what you believe, the story that you are telling. So what if you believe that you are a master manifester and that you have the consciousness right now to create anything you want? Hold that image, set forth in the power of that thought, have your soul lit on fire, and you can do, be, and have anything you want. And remember that the limit does not exist.